Try to fight all your fools, man, I'm still holding on now. Take my train, pack my room, next stop I'm on the ground. Checking Magnolia's home, well that's all over town. When you're dead on your...
Matt, it rained, and so it was wet and rainy.
Yeah, I mean, you know, and we had a good session out there. We really wanted to go out because we are at a racetrack that we do race at in the rain this week. And, you know, initially, early in the session, there was I mean, before our session, but during the session before us, there was a big downpour and a bunch of rivers and little lakes came up on the racetrack. And I have a few drainage issues here with that type of thing, and that can be a problem. It doesn't matter. You know what it's like with four wheels on the road. When you're driving down the freeway and you hit a bit of water that's, you know, a little bit deeper than just the rain on the road, and you know the feeling you get. Well, you can imagine with, you know, two contact patches that big, and you're on the edge and you're on the limit, and next minute you're in a puddle of water. I mean, it just it obviously the result isn't the desired one typically at the end. So you know, we had a good session, and a bit of the water started dissipating because we didn't really get any rain during the session, and you know, I tell you, it's nice to get out and race in the rain every now and then. You know, I mean, I when I first started road racing, and I don't want this to sound bad, but until I came to America, I loved to race in the rain. I really, really enjoyed it and done quite well at it. When I come to the States, back in the mid-90s, some of the racetracks very questionable, obviously, for safety, and racing them in the rain, it's just, in the dry is bad, in the rain it's a, you know, it's suicide mission. And so I've obviously been quite outspoken about safety and stuff in the past, and at this racetrack, while it's not perfect, it's definitely one of the better ones and the safer ones when it comes to rain. There's definitely a couple of spots we'd like to see taken care of, but it's nice to get out here and actually have a ride in the rain. I just love it, as long as when you crash you don't end up into a wall and pay the ultimate price. You know, I mean, I don't mind pushing it and sliding off and crashing, or high siding, or whatever it's going to do. That's my fault for crashing. If I get injured, that's my fault. But when I end up in a concrete barrier, then there's a whole different side of it. So it's good to get out here in the rain, good to have a ride. It was fun, and you know, we done okay in the session. So, you know, we'll rain or shine this afternoon, we'll go at it.
The Dunlop rain tires seem to have a good amount of grip in the rain. I mean, way more than I would have thought.
Yeah, I mean, I left the pits literally, and the first right-hand turn, which is turn 2, out of the pits, I, you know, put the knee on the deck and off we went. So it was very good, and you know, we'll hopefully we'll have the same stuff for this afternoon. I'd imagine we'll be in for a good shot at it.
Suspension-wise, do you have a rain setup, or I hear people say we just soften it up? What does that mean?
Yeah, I mean, there's two ways to look at it. You know, I mean, there's some people that are advocates for really pulling everything off and really softening it off to get the bike to move. In my way of thinking, that doesn't necessarily work, because the minute you start softening everything off too much, then you start losing a lot of things that the bike are doing in the dry well that will work in the rain. So there's everyone has their different ways of going about it. I believe in not changing the bike too much, because, you know, we don't want to give away axle force, and we don't, you know, the minute you take a few mil of preload off, you're giving away axle force, which the tire's not pushing the ground as hard anymore. Might feel a bit better, you know, may not give you the desired result. So feeling and lap time, as I spoke about in Infinity at the test, are two completely different things. And so, you know, that's just one thing, and there's a million other things that to think about. So there's many different areas. You know, the minute you take stuff, you know, the minute you change the front suspension, the back suspension for the rain, you change the geometry of the motorcycle. You know, either too much on the front or too much on the rear. So is that what you want? I want my bike to feel like my bike, but it's wet. Okay, I don't want to change the bike to feel something different. So but some people are different, and I know guys that have been awesome rein riders and who don't change very much. I know guys that change a lot and they've been awesome rein riders. So again, it's very personal. It all depends on what you like.
All right, well, we'll see you this afternoon in my press room.
No worries. Thank you very much.